Hi, Christina Winters, Free Balloons here. I've already done a puppy dog with your basic bubbles. We're going to do a teddy bear now. You ready? I'm going to give it a little bit of stretch right here. I'm going to overload my pump so that I have something to hold on to. And then I'm going to guesstimate. Oh, that's probably good. I'm going to burp my balloons, let out a little bit of air. I'm going to give it a good tie. Now I'm going to push this forward because I have some extra material here. Just like that. And that gives me a little cute little nose too. I'm going to use that little divot, and that's going to be my nose space. So this is going to be a lot of different circles. This is where it's really important to always spin in the same direction. I spin towards myself. You don't have to do that. If you're a away spinner, spin away. Just make sure every bubble you spin is done in the same direction. There's a reason for that. And this is going to show you. Okay, so we're going to go nose, right there. I'm going to give it a little squeeze, push the air down. Back of the head, right there. I'm only holding this one. I don't have to hold this because my spins are in the same direction. I'm going through those. I have a pinch. And then there. And I'm just going to make about the same size. So I've got a nose, I've got a back of head, I've got a cheek. Again, squeeze, push there. Not like push all of the air. Just enough so you can feel that it's flexible and you've got a bend and you can give it a spin. There's one ear, a little bit of a squeeze. Top of my head, a little bit of a squeeze. Ear, and other cheek. So I'm not holding on to these, and I don't have to because I've spun it in the same direction. So if I let go though, I'll lose all of my balloons, or all my bubbles. If I spun one going the other way, then that could probably create its come undone too. So let's go over this. I've got a nose, I've got a back of the head, I've got a cheek, I've got an ear, I've got a top of my head, I've got another ear, and then another cheek. So since we know this is the nose and the back of the head, we're going to put these together here. So I've got two bubbles not in my spin. Nose, back of the head. I'm going to take these five, and I'm going to put those together right there. So this is what it looks like. Bubble, bubble, and five makes a little, kind of a little flower. I'm going to take these ones, not letting go of here, because this will come undone. I'm going to stick this through here like this. I usually push my finger, basing that crease in the middle of the top of the head. So now, see, I've got a finger on both sides because I need this hand free, and we're going to do what's called a pinch twist. So I'm going to take this. I usually put my finger right here, holding this one in place, holding the crease in place too so it doesn't come undone. I'm going to pull this bubble here out. This is going to be my ear. I'm going to pinch it together right there and give it a spin. Now I can let go of the nose now because it's snug. We've got the pressure of the bubbles holding my nose in place. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing. So I'm pinching this crease and this crease together and pulling it out. So see, gives me some room there, and a spin. Now, I can feel that this is kind of tight, but not too tight. And it's the pressure of the bubble holding onto the other bubble that's holding that in place. If you push too much and there's not enough air through here, it will come undone. Your ears in particular definitely will come undone. So you kind of need it to stay thick. So when you give it that squeeze to push the air down, don't squeeze too much. Sometimes you can push it back and make it work. That's more of a practice thing though. So if you need to, just grab a new one. It's okay. I'm sure that there were several in the back. Okay, now I'm going to guesstimate. So I need 4 that are approximately the same size, and then 2 for feet. So we're going to go probably about here for what I've got. So I've got here. Now I'm going to do 2 feet. So this is one of my arms. I'm just going to do, one little bubble. And I'm going to measure that. I want another one about the same size. 2 little bubbles. Just like that. I'm going to give this a squeeze. And then I want this one and this one to be about the same size. Right about there. And now I'm going to put this one and this one together. So right underneath the neck. So this is where you can have a little bit of fun. So with what's left over, you can make it taller like that, or I want it to come all the way across the back too. So I'm going to give this a squeeze, and I'm going to about half of it. Let's say right about there. Sometimes if I want it to be bigger in one direction than the other, I'll make it. So like, if I wanted this to be bigger in the front, I might squeeze it down here. This is how I do for my display, actually, because I can't have a big back on the display one. And then up and around, and see, that gives me kind of a flat back and a big belly up front. So undo that. Another reason that it's good to spin in the same direction all the time, you know how to undo stuff faster. Okay, but in this case, I'm going to go about half. I'm going to take it right about there. I'm going to give that a spin, right down the half mark. I'm going to take this crease and I'm going to pull it over his feet right here and put this crease in this crease between his feet. I'm going to come up across the back, and I'm going to take this extra, and I'm just going to wrap it around his head. And then so he doesn't get hungry, I'm going to take that little extra and stick it down his belly. And there you go. There's the teddy bear. So I can't say this is one of the more complicated ones, because I've done so many of them. It comes out pretty quick and easy. But it's pretty cute. And people like it a lot. I do it another way too for an attachment. That'll be in a different video. But okay, so we've got the basic bubble, right? Whether it be oblong, whether it be small, basic bubble. We've got a pinch twist right here. So now I'm going to show you what I call a loop. I'm not sure the technical name. I learned in the 70s. As a matter of fact, back in the 70s, we blew these up manually. Now we use a pump. And I'll tell you why. It was actually the health department that said they didn't want us spitting in people's balloons anymore because children will put them in their mouth. I don't recommend it. They are a choking hazard, but they do. And we said thank you. So, yeah. If you're doing it for your kids and you can blow it up, hey, more power to you. But for the most part, if you're a professional, you're going to use a pump. Okay, we're going to do what I call a loop twist. This is going to be your flower. It does not have to be perfect. Now with the flower, it's not going to have that many spins in it, and I want the long stem. So I'm going to add more air. But you still have to be careful about adding too much air, because you need this extra space for when you go to push it, stretch it down for it to go to. So always make sure you have some kind of extra. So there's my back end. Again, we're going to overload this. So I'm going to add extra here so that I have something to grab onto, and it'll help me with my knot later. So I'm going to go almost. So I'm leaving about this much on the end. I'm still going to burp it though. Now I have some flexibility here. I'm going to pull this out. I take it over 3 fingers, less painful that way. We're going to do a new one. So that is something to keep in mind, is once that diameter has been stretched out, a lot of times it's really not going to work for reusing the same balloon. Sometimes, but it really thins it out, so it pops a lot easier. So usually for like a rework balloon is something just for the kids to play with. I'm not going to expect it to live very long. Okay, so here we go. Back, push from the bottom. And this is going to be a loop. So I'm not making a little bubble. I'm not finding my dent. I'm going to kind of look at the balloon. Again, same bag, same balloon, same company. They can all be different sizes. So I'm going to make this flower, I don't know, let's say one of my leaves will be about that big. I'm just guessing. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It's completely up to you. There is no rhyme or reason. And most people are just happy to get it, especially if you're doing it for your own friends and family. They're going to love the fact you did it. Okay, so loop. I'm going to take my tie here, and that's going to come around this way. Now, for the most part, if I let go, this will come undone. One way to make that not come undone is if you take your little tie thing and you run it through here. Maybe a couple of times. Now that will hold that in place because I've kind of got it tied off. I usually don't do that because I already know I'm going to put another loop in it. So, but I want another one about that same size. And again, press with your hands, release some of that air. So I tend to just, and flower in nature is exactly the same. So the fact that your balloon isn't exactly the same as mine. So I've got the two. I'm just doing another loop right there, coming around. Now for your standard flower, I'm going to add, you know that part, that little, I don't know why I'm pointing my nose, that the bees like? So I'm going to make one little bubble here, and I'm going to give that one a pinch twist. So I'm going to take this crease and this crease, I'm going to put those together, pulling it out, and spinning it. And that gives me a little, sorry, I'm not a good viewer. There. And then now I'm going to do two more about the same size. And again, squeezing a little bit, giving myself some extra room. And then, now I'm going to take this one and this one and twist that together. And this usually, your little centerpiece is usually wherever it ends up. You just kind of adjust it. So I'm just going to take this and put it down the center, just like that. And we've got a little flip. Sorry, but you get the gist. I'm not going to redo this one. And then the rest comes all the way down. Balloons pop. It happens. So there you go. The pinch twist, which is really common for ears, mice, cats, teddy bears, and then the loop, which you add to all kinds of things in all different kinds of places. So those are and the basic bubble. Those are the three basics that you're going to use for pretty much every balloon. Different sizes, different shapes, different places to attach them, but those are the main. And always spin in the same direction, whether it be towards you or away from you. And if you make a mistake or the balloon pops, it's okay. Just go.